Corcoran Kennedy.
Thank you, Lesley Corla. I welcome the opportunity to speak on this important debate today. I warmly welcome the publication of the 31st Amendment to the Constitution Bill 2012 as provided for in the Programme for Government, which is an important part of reform in child protection. And I think it's important to recognise and to thank all of those who have contributed in any way to date, both in the political sphere but also the advocates such as the Children's Rights Alliance, Dr. Jeffrey Shannon and more, but most especially Minister Fitzgerald and her officials in the newly established Ministry for Children and Youth Affairs. The very creation of a special Cabinet Minister for Children, I think, copper fastens the government's commitment to children and families in our society. By providing for the insertion of a new Article 42A, we will as a nation recognise children in their own right within the Constitution, where they had all but been invisible before. Those opponents of this referendum argue that voting yes in some way reduces the family's role. Nothing could be further from the truth. The family will continue to be protected under Article 41. This is not being touched. We all know that the best place for our children is within their families, but all families cannot provide or may not want to provide what children need. They will not help those children reveal their true potential and succeed in life. So what we need to do now is to reflect on our Constitution and examine how children have been served to date. They will now be placed at the heart of our Constitution by passing this referendum. This change, as others have referred to, has been called for at least 20 years by Judge Catherine McGuinness. Where the family has not been the best place or the safest place for children, their voices will now have to be taken into account, where previously the family was given priority. Those also arguing have stated that the state will take children from families. There's a lot of scaremongering already beginning to mount in this debate. However, it is still that the state will intervene only in exceptional circumstances. The model of family support for children and welfare protection is still central to government policy and will not change. And it is a model, I think, which is a successful model. And I think we need to reflect on the marvellous foster families out there who take children into the warmth of their family home, give them the care and attention that they need so that they can heal from whatever wounds they have, whether they're emotional or physical. And I think they are very, very special people, and we should acknowledge the marvellous work that they do in our society for those children. In this proposed change, adoption has been referred to, which had never been referred to in the Constitution before. It's now 42.2. And I think this is very important because it will give more children the chance to be adopted. But only, again, we have to reiterate, only provided the biological parents voluntarily agree. There is a requirement for this. At the moment, we have 1,500 children in care over 5 years, and they have little or no contact with their biological families. And I think those children deserve the opportunity to be adopted into a loving family and to be given all of the opportunities and securities that you have as being part of a family in a legal sense. I think there are situations where parents being abusive to the point of criminality is where we need to consider these children and ensure that the laws are there to protect them. I think that the publication of the General Scheme of Adoption Bill at the same time as the details of this referendum, I think will be very important in informing the debate and giving people the clarity that they require in the coming weeks. In listening to the debates, I'm glad to hear the members of the opposition supporting the work that has been done to date and agreeing that they will campaign for yes in this most important referendum. I hope that we will get the opportunity to have all of this debated with great clarity and that people will engage with this. I think it's very, very important that people have a responsibility to inform themselves, to listen carefully to everything that has been disseminated, to read the information that is coming in, so that when we all knock on the doors, we can have a good debate. We can discuss in detail with people what we are trying to do here, that we are putting children at the heart of our Constitution and at the heart of our society. It is awful to think of all of the cases that we have been horrified with before. Those of us, and John Paul referred to his happy upbringing, thankfully I'm one of many, and it is appalling to those of us who know what it's like to be in a happy, to have a fulfilled family life, and to think of the horrors that other children throughout our history have suffered in a place where they should have been at their most secure. It is a responsibility, I think, of the media. Others have referred to it also. But I think it is important that if you have a point to make, it doesn't matter if everybody makes the same point, that they will give us true attention that's required in this, to make sure that throughout all of the different styles of media, that people will get to hear what has to be said and give it due consideration. I know that this referendum will not solve all society's ills in relation to children, but we must protect our children, we must support our families, and we must treat all our children equally, so that they will have the opportunities to live healthy, safe and contented lives, have the opportunity to fulfil their potential and be a welcome part of our society, instead of being not considered to the fullest extent as they have been in the past. I look forward to being part of the campaign to advocate for a yes. I look forward to hearing all of the debate, both the negative, but I really hope that those who are campaigning for a no vote will listen to us who are advocating for a yes and see the sincerity with which we are calling for a yes in this referendum. Thank you.